Alright, welcome everybody to the video. I am the Survival Hermit. Today we're going to be doing a quick tour of my Eternaland PVP island, which is open to everybody. So make sure if you want to get some PVP on, if you're in the NA region, it is 100% open to you. The link to the island code is going to be down in the description. Use that island code. If you're in the NA region, you can come here anytime you want, 24/7. It'll only ever be closed during tournaments, at which point I'll be live streaming those tournaments. So come on down and bring your friends, and let's get some interesting PvP going on. Up first for today, we're actually looking at a build that is not my own. This build was made by a good friend, Death Knight Pro. Actually, this is the first person to ever come and visit my PVP Eternaland. When I kind of described what I was trying to do and what I was looking for, they were sort of right on board with the vision and decided to help me come and build some things. So this is a nice little Speedball arena that Death Knight Pro made. And it's really good for, you know, a little 1v1, a little 2v2. What we usually do is one of us stands on either side, and then somebody throws a grenade in the middle. When the grenade explodes, the fight is on. And then you've even got little sniper nests in the back here if you want to have yourselves a little long-range sniper battle. Just a really, really good tournament arena overall. And I've had a lot of fun having some PvP on here, so come on down, use the PvP code in the description, and you too can make use of this arena. Alright, next on the list we have a nice quiet forest village with a couple of really small buildings here. It's nothing too important or too impressive, just a lot of different trees. This is normally a pretty wide open meadow area, and I just bought a bunch of trees and put them all in here to create plenty of cover, plenty of sneaky hidey spots. The shadows make it so that you really can move around pretty undetected in here, just to give a different dynamic to the PvP gameplay. So really it's going to be about finding that biome that is most conducive to the way you like to play PvP, and then PvPing in that biome. So here's our nice little quiet forest village, a nice big forest to come and PvP and play in. Third on our list, we have our nice little lakeside community. We've got a couple of buildings here with some little docks. We've got a couple of little boats in the lake. And we have tons of little willow trees all about. Just a nice little quiet lakeside community. Plenty of windows, plenty of different heights in all of these buildings, lots of interesting places for some play and counterplay. This lakeside community doesn't really end at the lake, and if we take a little trip around over towards this lighthouse, you'll see that we've got some interesting buildings all the way up the side of this hill over here. So first you've got your lighthouse. Our nice tall lighthouse that'll give any sniper a great vantage point. There's some real concern if you go inside. There's actually a teleport that takes you right up to the top. So you do have to be careful if somebody's sneaking up on you. And then you've again got some great little buildings here. This is one of my weird buildings that I made with sort of a weird little roof. I like it quite a bit. And then we've got our nice little cliffside manor and another little building here. So it sort of stretches all the way up into this area. Like I said, lots of different elevations, lots of different rooms, lots of different ways to peek and hide and come out of places to get the drop on your enemies. So here's our nice little lakeside community biome. This here is the biome that I personally am most happy with, that I made myself, and it's a labyrinth here in the underground cave that exists on everybody's Eternaland. And if we go into fly mode here, we can take a look. All I did was I made all the different Tetris pieces, all the different variations of them, and then I brought them in here, and I just started pasting them in interesting ways around each other. I've accidentally made some areas that maybe have too long of paths, and you can see for too far. But I think it's okay. I think I'm just going to leave it as is for a while. One day I will tear it down and I'll completely remake this biome. But just this really beautiful underground labyrinth that I'm really, really proud of. And I would love for you to come and get some PvP in here. You can get up on top of these, you can run around on the inside. It's just a great place for some really, really interesting PvP. And I think that everybody would have a lot of fun. Now we have just another small little cluster of buildings over here. This is where I do a lot of my construction to save my building blueprints, and you'll see we've got a couple of copies of some weird buildings. I really like this one with this kind of section jutting off the back over here. Something that somebody told me, because I was having some difficulties creating interesting buildings, was to just build a shape, and then build another shape attached to that shape, and then build another shape attached to that shape, until you have yourself an interesting house. And so that's what I've been doing lately. I was just sort of building shapes on top of and connected to each other, and I've gotten some interesting, maybe not necessarily real-life accurate buildings, but I think they're pretty interesting, and I think they'll be pretty good for some PvP action. So this will probably be one of the first areas that gets torn down and replaced with some new stuff, but it's just a couple little buildings over here just to break up the emptiness of this space and give people something to get on top of, inside of, and around to do a little PvP. Right next to that, we have ourselves a wonderful bridge that I made, and I'm actually quite proud of this bridge. We're going to take a bird's eye view of it. We built ourselves a nice, thick, sturdy-looking bridge. I haven't quite finished these towers yet. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them. I'd like to be able to set something up where you get out on top of them and shoot at the bridge. And I'd like to maybe even make something here where you could come down off the side and go across. So maybe you could hide from people as you're crossing the bridge here. I really don't know exactly what's going to go on, but just a really nice, sturdy, big bridge. We're actually going to be moving down there in just a second. Okay, next we have what I would maybe call the Lord's Mannor biome. And this is just a big gated-in, or a fenced-in area with a couple of big exits. We got ourselves a nice little horse stable here, and then our nice, crazy Lord's Mannor building over here. And again, I just did exactly what that individual told me to do, and I just put shapes on shapes. And it turned out pretty interesting. The inside of this manor, you'll see that there's actually some space that looks like there should be stuff there, but there's actually not inside of here. It is a little dark. We've got to turn on our light. You see that void is just kind of totally closed off. Then you've got a nice, huge entry room that goes right up into some different rooms here. Lots of windows and stuff to be jumping out of so that you can get to all of the different areas of this ceiling here. And really hide and sneak around and fight inside of, and even aim down from above into this main central area. We need to get some lighting worked out inside of there, but this is the Lord's Mannor biome that I created, and I really just like this little area. It gives lots of little hiding places, lots of ways to approach, and lots of little jumpy, move around, get inside of, get behind, and flank your opponents. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, and here we have the last of the biomes that I have personally created. It's going to be sort of this ranch-style area. It's got another big wall like the last one, but it's all made out of wood and sort of follows a more ranch style. The building is a little bit smaller. Like you see, it's another copy of one of those weird buildings I created. This is still kind of an under construction biome that I started yesterday. I don't really know exactly what I want to do with it. Maybe put something up on here. Maybe make a small little bunkhouse as if this were actually a working ranch and had cowboys on it. Maybe another stable or something like that. But I am starting to run out of possible construction, right? I've only got 2,000 more buildings left, and yesterday I started to feel like things weren't rendering in quite right. Today I don't have that same problem, so maybe it's just how long and how much I had been changing yesterday, and I needed a little time to cook. So hopefully that's not a problem, and I can go ahead and use up those last 2,000 structures so that we can make some of these barren areas on some of these outside islands a little more interesting for everybody to play on before we start tearing biomes down and remaking them to make things interesting and dynamic again. Okay, and for the very last biome, another biome created by our friend Death Knight Pro, who modeled this after a Call of Duty map, so you all may recognize it if I get a bird's eye view here. It's another sort of speedball arena. Again, really good for small groups. You can't actually join teams here in Eternaland, but if you're okay with a little friendly fire on, you could easily get 2 or 3 people on a side here. Again, the best practice is just chuck a grenade into the middle. When it explodes, the fight is on, and everybody comes running out, guns blazing. So if you're familiar with this map, it has been recreated right here on my Eternaland Island. The code for that Eternaland Island is going to be in the description below, so please come on in, give it a shot, and if you see Death Knight running around building things, make sure you tell him that he's a way better builder than me, because these are just awesome, awesome builds, and I'm really, really happy to have some assistance with getting this PVP island all up and running. It is open 24/7. Don't hesitate to come on by, do some PvP, even if none of us are here. Grab your friends, share that code with whoever you want. This is 100% open, 24/7, except during tournaments, for anybody in the North American region who wants to come and get some PvP in. So definitely do that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And thank you all very much for coming and hanging out with me for a few minutes today. And I hope you have a great day.